Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vern Anthony. I'm with Electude, and I'm joined today by my colleague, Daryl Christopher, and we're going to talk to all of you about Canvas LTI integration and Electude. So before Daryl starts the presentation and the discussion, I just want to say that the microphones for attendees are muted at this point. It just makes it much easier for us to be able to get through the discussion and to take questions from all of you without interruption. So I hope that's okay, and we'll leave everything muted for now. But you can ask questions at any time. So if you look at your little dialog box on the right, you'll see that there's a sort of in the center, it says webcam and then questions. And if you click on that arrow, it'll open up a box that lets you type in questions, and then we can answer you either privately or as a group. So if you have a question just for yourself, we're happy to answer you. And if it's a group question, we can send a response to the whole team. So please feel free to use that question box as often as you like. And I will monitor those while Daryl's presenting, and I'll do my very best, I promise, to get to every question that I possibly can. And from there, Daryl, off to you.
Great, thank you, Vern. And first of all, I want to thank all of you for joining us today. And I also want to say how much respect that we at Electude have for all of you. We understand that you guys are going through a very unique time, and many of you probably are going to be starting the school year without face-to-face instruction, and we'll be doing everything online. So we hope that this will be helpful today, and that will give you some tools here that will make your life a little easier as you're doing distance learning. So what are we covering here today? We're going to be covering our Canvas integration with Electude. So we use a LTI 1.3 integration, which isn't anything you guys need to concern yourself about. It's just the most up-to-date integration that you can have with Canvas. So what are some of the benefits of this integration? Well, first of all, those of you that are already using the Electude platform, currently you've had, before the integration, you've had to enroll students into Electude, either from the instructor side, enrolling them one student at a time, or doing a batch enrollment through the administrator side. With this integration, you no longer have that process. I'm not going to get into too much technical detail because I don't think you guys want to know how the sausage is made. But what basically happens is any student that's in your student information system at your school, when they get assigned to your class, and we have this Electude tool developed, the first time that student goes into Canvas to start an Electude assignment, they will be prompted to a screen asking them to accept the terms of service. When they click on that, they're automatically enrolled, and it's an automated enrollment system. So it's going to be much easier for students to access, or it's going to be much easier for you to get students enrolled into the school because you don't really have to do anything. The other benefit you're going to have is that students will be able to do their work directly in Canvas. They're not even going to really know that they're in Electude. They have one login into Canvas. They'll be able to access their assignments and do their work. And then the last benefit here is the grades that the students get for their Electude assignments will automatically sync in the Canvas gradebook. So with everybody that's on the call here today, I feel like you're probably falling in one of two camps. Either you have gotten the integration done already. We've already set you up with the integration to Canvas, and you're looking for some training and want to see how this works. Then there's another group on this call that probably has not gotten the integration and you want to see this, this demonstration to see if it's something that you want to investigate for your school. So for those of you that fall into that camp, how do I get Electude into my Canvas? This is the email address you need to jot down. If after the call today you want to get Electude integrated into your site, just send an email to this group or to this email address, and then we will respond. And all we would need at that point is to get a call scheduled with our IT team and whoever your Canvas administrator is. And again, that's support@electude.com. If you have the integration and you need more training than what I'm going to go over here with you today, then you'll need to either contact your Electude representative, or if you don't know who that person is, you can email sales@electude.com and somebody will get back to you very quickly to schedule a time to provide you with a one-on-one training. Okay, so now that's going to end my slideshow, and I know how everybody's depressed about that because everybody loves PowerPoints. And from here, we're going to go ahead and go into Canvas. And I have an instance of Canvas up here that we're going to be using for the demonstration. So the first day when your integration has been completed into Canvas, what you need to do is you need to get it set up. You need to get your module set up with the Electude tool. So the way you would do that is we're in a course shell here, and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom here to, oops, let me try this again. It looks like I've just been logged out. All right. So once I'm in here in my module, I'm going to go down to settings here at the very bottom. And then I'm going to go to this navigation tab. So you got these tabs up here. We're going to go to navigation, and then we're going to scroll down, and we're going to look for the access Electude directly. This might be named differently. It could also be the Electude deep linking tool. I've seen it named various things depending on who did the integration. So what we want to do is we want to activate this tool. So the way we do that is we come over to these three dots, and then we can either click and drag it up, move it, or we can just enable it. So I'm just going to enable it. And now you'll notice it is now in my main menu. The last step here, and I always forget to do this, click save. So now we've clicked save. So now if we go back to our course, you can see we've got access Electude directly. So now you're going to have two ways of accessing Electude through Canvas. And I'm going to go through each of these and explain the differences. So let's start with the access Electude directly. So if I click in here, it's going to take me directly into Electude. Now, the reason I would want to use this direct access is for a couple reasons. First of all, as those of you that have used Electude for a while realize, sometimes you're going to need to reset quizzes for students. So if you have a student that has taken a quiz and they didn't perform very well on it, you have to go, in order for them to take it on a second chance, they have to have it reset, and the instructor has to do that. That's no different with the Canvas integration. So if you had that scenario happen, you would come in here to student, find the modules that student had. So if this was a quiz, if this hydraulic power steering was a quiz, I would click on that, and then I would reset that quiz by clicking on this X, and I would delete those results. So now that student would be able to take that quiz again. The other reason you would go into direct access is if you wanted to start building your courses, your master courses in Electude. So if we go to courses now, and let's say I wanted to create a self-made course that I could later deep link into Electude. What I would do is I would go to courses, I would click on this plus sign, and maybe I want to build out the course on a weekly basis. So let's say I was going to cover engine repair. Week 1. So now I've created that empty course shell. I scroll down to the bottom. Engine repair week 1. And now if I open that, I've got this empty course shell open. And if I go to modules, I can go to the engine repair modules folder, click general. And now let's say I just wanted to add these, a few modules to this week 1. I know I'm going to cover compression ratio. I'm going to click and drag that up to my courses. I'm going to go ahead and grab compression ratio quiz. And then maybe I'm going to have the cylinder head and the cylinder head quiz. And then if I click back on the courses tab, if I want to see how long the courses, how long this is going to take, I've got my engine repair week 1. I've got 4 modules that'll take an hour and 2 minutes on average for students to complete. Okay. All right, so now that's how you would work in the back end in Electude. Now that we've created this, we want to, let's say we want to link it to our Canvas course. So what we would do is we would leave this section and we're going to go over here to modules. And this is the module tab in Canvas. So I'm going to click on here and I'm going to create a new module. So I can either click here to do that, or click on this plus sign. So let's say I'm going to name my module here week 1 Electude assignments. So now I've added this module, and now that I've added this module, I'm going to go in to the second entry point, second way I can access Electude directly, and that's by going into this module bar here and clicking on this plus sign. So I'm going to click on that, and now this is going to take me to the area where I will go to the Electude deep linking tool. So you can see I've got this box here with a drop down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the arrow to drop the box down, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom and click external tool. Once I click external tool, these are going to be all the tools that are available in my Canvas. They're alphabetized, and you can see I've got the Electude deep linking tool. So I'm going to grab that. And now I'm back in Electude again. So now if I wanted to go to my engine repair week 1 course where I bundled those 4 modules together for week 1 instruction, I would click on that. And then the next thing I would do is I would click on this box that says select as LTI tool. Once I click that, I would hit add item. And now I have deep linked those 4 modules that I put in my self-made course. I've put those in here. So now from here, if I want to see how the modules will look for students, I'll publish the course by clicking the circle here with the line through it. And then from there, what I'll do is I'll go to Home, click on the student view. And then if I click on week 1 engine repair, there I am. Here's my 4 modules: the compression ratio, the quiz, and the cylinder head. And if I want to open this up and start working on it like a student, you can see it opens up right in the iframe. And just like with Electude outside of Canvas, I cannot move forward until I answer the question correctly.
Daryl, if I could just interrupt, I do want to remind the people listening that all of this is being recorded. So the steps that Daryl just walked through, I think so nicely, you can go back and watch this. You will all receive this recording. So if you're worrying that was, kind of a few steps there, you can go back and review it again. And I also want to mention that we do have on the Electude website, which is www.electude.com. If you go to that site and you click on the top right of the screen where it says support, when the support page opens, there's a teacher section. And inside that teacher section, there is an LTI on the menu, LTI. And when you click on that, you open an instructor's guide that walks you through the same things that Daryl's talking about right now. So there's a couple different ways after this meeting. If you say, yeah, I think I get it, but I need a little refresh, we're going to send you the video of this session, and you can go to our website, to our training library, by clicking on support and opening the instructor's guide for Canvas. So sorry to interrupt, Daryl, but I just wanted to mention that.
No, that's okay, Vern. Thank you. And the other thing, I'm the one that'll be sending the video to everybody, and I'll also attach a PDF copy of the guide with that email that I send to all of you that will contain the manual as well. Okay, so a couple of things I want to make everybody aware of as part of the integration. First of all, for those of you that use like using the engine management simulator, I have found that you want to deep link those. You want to use a different process in deep linking those modules in to the platform, and I'll explain why. So if I go to back to the modules page, and again, I'm clicking on modules in Canvas. So now maybe for this week 1, I want to add an engine simulator. So what I would do, I would follow the same steps. I'd click on the deep linking tool, which is right here. Again, I'm going to come over here and hit this drop down, go to the external tool. I'm going to find the Electude deep linking tool. And now I'm going to go to modules because, as everyone knows, simulations are modules. So if we go here to modules and I go to search, I'm going to type simulator to search the simulation. So I have all of these simulators. So let's just say I wanted to grab, and I'll go ahead and you can organize them by level. And let's say I wanted to grab this one. I would click on that. I would select as an LTI tool. And then I would add the item. So now this is going to be the additional step that you'll want to do. So you'll want to click on the 3 dots here to the right. And then you'll want to click on edit. And then my recommendation is clicking this box that says load in a new tab. I'll hit update. So now, and I'll publish it, and I'll go ahead and go into the student view, and I'll explain why Go to the student view. So now if I click on the simulator, it's going to give me this box that says load simulator in a new window. And the reason I've done this is because I need this additional real estate. If I would have not set it to where it was going to open a new tab, it would have been scrunched in that iframe box, which is a nice experience for the lessons. However, when students are working on this, they do need a little bit more room in the simulator so that they can get to all the tools and get to all the menus. So just a helpful tip with that. Another module that you would want to follow the same process would be with any of the if your school has adopted our partner products Modal Logic or Haynes. And again, the reason for that is students want to be able to be in Canvas and also have access to their service information at the same time. So now if I leave the student view, and let's say I want to go in and add that, I want to add Haynes, I'll scroll down and go to the external tool. Same steps that I did for the other two. Okay, so in this time, I'm going to do the search in the modules, and I'm going to type Haynes. Here's my Haynes repair information. I'm going to select that as an LTI tool, add that item. And now if I click on this, oops, now I can't get it because it won't open in the iframe. So that's what will happen if you deep link and don't set the tab. So now if I go back to modules, we click edit, load in a new tab, update, and then click here. Now Haynes will open up in that tab. Meanwhile, the student can be working in their modules in Canvas and have the Haynes or Modal Logic repair information open at the same time. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause there. And Vern, do we have any questions in the queue?
Actually, no, we don't. But the other day when we presented, Daryl, this topic of can I make the Electude content go full screen came up quite a few times. And so you just showed us a couple interesting things in terms of the simulator, and I agree with you, it really does need to be full screen. And also with some of these partner products like Modal Logic or Haynes, and getting that service information to work needs to be in a different tab. That's very, very clear. The only question that I had about this is to confirm for everybody that if we are just in a regular Electude module and our preference is for students to view it as full screen, can we go with that extra tab feature and let them see it full screen? Because I understand why you'd want them to have the Canvas navigation bar open, but I can also see a lot of our teachers like the idea that it goes full screen.
Yep, and you can do that with any of the items. So let's go ahead. If we wanted to follow that same path, Vern, so if we click here, go down to our external tool, and let's just say we want to grab a engine repair. Let's just grab a diesel engine, select as a tool, hit add item, and now all I have to do is click edit again, load in a new tab, hit update, go into that, and now you've got that full screen experience again. So it works for anything in Electude. You can set that up to where it is in that full screen mode.
And the user just needs to remember to click back and forth from tabs, which is a breeze. So
Yep,
thank you. Thank you for
you're
that.
welcome. You're welcome. Okay, the other thing that's important to know, and I should have mentioned this at the very beginning, those of you that have had an Electude website before and had students and were logging into that URL as an instructor and having students go to that URL to log in, you will no longer be able to do that. Everything will go directly through Canvas when the integration is activated. So it's just important to know you don't want to share that URL with students any longer. Once you're integrated, you just need to tell them to go into Canvas and to go into their course shell and access it that way. With regard to grades, a grade will not populate in your Canvas gradebook until the first student within that course completes an assignment. So the first student to complete an Electude assignment in Canvas, once that happens, that grade column will be created in your gradebook, and it will, and then every subsequent student after that grade will also will go into that gradebook as well. So that's an important note, because I've had a lot of instructors say, well, I'm not seeing my assignments in my gradebook, and you're not going to see them until the first student completes that grade, and that's just a complexity of the integration.
So Daryl, that's such an important point. I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt
Okay.
your flow, but this is a question I also have had from many of our customers to really understand grading, and what happens when a student completes an assignment, and if I want to set up assignments, how does that relate to the gradebook, and when does the gradebook start to work? So I don't know if you were planning on spending more time on that, but we get so many questions on it that I can't imagine that this group is not also thinking about the same thing.
No, it isn't, and that's, there's not too much to cover on it, because again, we're in a site here that doesn't have very much grade information. But if I clicked on my grades here, you're going to see these were assignments that were completed, the ones where there are numbers. And you can see it will automatically weight the scores as well. So within this course that I had set up before, I got about an 83% on the student work that was done. And that was in a test student account. But again, the important thing to remember is that these will not populate. These columns won't be populated until a student completes an assignment, the first student in the course to complete an assignment. Okay, Werner, do we have any other questions?
Not right now, Daryl.
Okay, well that pretty much covers everything we were going to show today. Vern, was there anything else you feel like we need to share with the group today?
Yeah, I think the other thing is that you can switch back and forth from Canvas to Electude. There's sort of like a window or a portal, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had a lot of very, very positive reaction to that, and I just thought maybe you could reinforce how they move back and forth. So I'm in a Canvas screen now. Where do I go
Mm-hmm.
to move over to another screen?
Sure. Yeah. If I wanted to go into direct access into Electude, I just go down to my toolbar here and click on this Access Electude directly. And then if I wanted to look at student grades using the Electude dashboard, I could click here and I get the same dashboard that I'm used to seeing in Electude. So that's how I would direct Electude directly if I just wanted to go in and view student results in Electude, and if I wanted to do some updating my courses or create my own courses, that's where I do that. That's where I would come through the direct access. Now, if I want to deep link assignments into Canvas, I'm always going to do that through the deep linking tool. Okay. So if I go ahead and pull something out of this AST file, say I wanted to have this case study, I've now added that into my course. Okay. All right. Well, I think we've covered everything. So if there's not any other questions in the queue, I think we can wrap up.
I'm not seeing any, are you?
Let me see. Oh, we do. Yeah, we have some.
Oh, they're not showing up on my screen, Daryl. I
Oh, okay.
apologize,
Yeah,
everyone.
we've got quite a few in here.
Uh-oh.
So I don't know why they're not showing up in yours. Okay,
There.
can we, the first, one of the first questions is, can we allow students to take the quiz unlimited times? And Rue, no, you're not able to do that. Students can, uh, they take the quiz once and then they cannot retake it unless you reset the quiz for them. And then we've got another question here. Once we integrate, can we access Electude only from Canvas, or can we still using the link we had from the college? I mentioned this earlier. You can only access through Canvas once the integration is done. And how do we know if we have Haynes? Haynes is an additional cost item. So if your school did not purchase Haynes access, then you don't have it. If you are interested in getting a quote or a trial of Haynes, all you need to do is contact your account representative or go to that email address that I put up earlier, sales@electude.com, and somebody will get you set up with a trial. You can give it a test run and see if it's something that you want to see if you can get your school to add onto your Electude account.
Hey, Daryl, let's just take a minute too, and especially if we have people that are brand new to Electude, just to explain very briefly that we have several partner products. These are add-ons for additional prices. So, you have your core Electude courses, automotive essentials, heavy vehicle systems, electric drive. And then we have these partner companies that work with us, and we have several items, including a safety course and credential from a company called CCAR. We have a soft skills or employability and student success course from a group called Career Team. They have a course called Career Edge that we have in Electude. We have two vehicle service information, vehicle specific service information providers. One is MotoLogic and the other is Haynes. They're both available to us for separate prices. And then with Council Lab, the company that makes mechanical training aids, we're building exercises that go along with the training aids that teach the students to use the training aid and give them activities, and those are also available separately. So the product Haynes that Daryl mentioned is one of a group of these. And if you have an interest or curiosity about any of them, you can find some information about those at electude.com, or just contact us at sales@electude.com and we'll get right back to you with information.
Thanks, Vern. Some other questions we have in the queue. Will students lose progress they made before? Richard, I'm not sure if I understand that question. So if I guess if you're asking if students were working in the non-integrated site before and you're now integrating into Canvas, yes, those results will disappear. That's why when we do the integration, typically we try to time it perfectly. And what we'll normally do is we'll probably create a brand new domain for you that we would use for the integration, and then keep your old site live until you can upload your student results into your Canvas. But yeah, once that integration happens, all the old results would be lost. So that's why we keep the old site live for a while until you're ready to make that move to the integrated site. Okay, then we've got a question here. Can out of grade to present, we need each individual grade at a percentage to link to Canvas skyward. Okay, so that would be a Canvas function, Alan. You would need, you can set up your grades to by percentage, but you would have to do that through Canvas. And because I'm not that familiar with Canvas, you would probably need to talk to your LMS administrator to get some instruction around that. Because if I understand your question correctly, it sounds like rather than having the grades say 7 out of 10 on the Electude assignments, you'd want it to be 70% to be the grade. And that's something I know is possible in Canvas, but I'm not sure how to turn that function on. All right. That was the last question I saw in the queue, Vern. So I think that covers everything. I'm going to go ahead and again, I'll be making a recording of this video. I'll be sending the recording of this video out to everybody that registered to attend, and then we'll also attach the user guide. Again, if you need to get additional one-on-one training or you have more questions, please contact your account representative or go to sales@electude.com. And if you need to get the integration into your Canvas, the website or the email address is support@electude.com. Vern, anything else you want to add before we end this call?
Daryl, if any of the attendees have colleagues that want to come to this session, or if any of you want to have the pleasure of hearing it all one more time, we are offering another instance of this coming Monday at the same time, 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. So please feel free to join us or invite others who you think may benefit from this walkthrough. And thanks, Daryl. That was great.
Oh, Richard, we got one more question, Vern. Richard just asked, what if I just added a course instead of the modules? You can do that. You can do that as well. So if we wanted to add a course, all we would do is go to the deep linking tool. Okay. And if we go to courses, and let's say we wanted to grab something out of the AST or the master technician file. And maybe we wanted to add a pre-built brakes course. We could select the entire brakes course by selecting it as an LTI tool. Or if we just wanted to get bits and pieces of it, let's say we wanted to just do the brakes introduction theory, which would be 8 modules. We could select that as a tool. And now, if I publish, go to my student view. And open my introduction brakes theory. There's that complete course that we've deep linked. I hope that answers your question.
And you have the same control over groups and individual students as you do in using Electude under a normal circumstance, right?
Yes. Oh, here's the question from Richard. How will grades show up in Canvas, as one or individual? It will. It'll show up as as one. So students will, if there were 30 possible answers, it'll be that score out of 30. Okay. Richard, does that answer your question? If you got a quick chance to type in a quick question. Okay. Well, I think that concludes our call today. I don't see any other questions in the queue. I want to thank all of you for attending today. And again, if there are any additional questions you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. And as Vern mentions, we will be running another live session of this topic again on Monday at 3:30 Eastern time. Thank you, Vern. Thank you.
Thanks, Daryl. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.